Oi, 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 oi! I have no idea why I just started a video like that. Too much anime in my life. Anyways, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Nick. As always, you can call me Tetris Ninja, and today we're continuing the trend of checking out some more gameplay footage of a lot of the major Ubisoft games that are going to be coming out within the next 6 months. And today, in beautiful, glorious 4K, we're going to be checking out Assassin's Creed Origins, their gameplay demo for Gamescom. And yeah, Assassin's Creed Origins is definitely one of my most anticipated games that's going to be coming out in the later part of this year, just because I'm such a huge fan of the series and everything it has to offer. I have every single mainstream Assassin's Creed game on the channel as a series for your viewing pleasure, and even though I do admit the series did need a long break, a year break from their yearly releases, I was still very sad that there was an Assassin's Creed game that came out last year, just because they're just so fun. They're just so fun to play. It's kind of one of those games where you turn off your mind a bit, don't try to think about too much of real life, and you just have a lot of fun along the way. And with this demo, it's basically, you'll feel right at home. The only major change I would have to say, which is probably something that a lot of people have already noticed, is first off, it looks absolutely stunning and gorgeous. It looks like a true next-gen game, and they completely rehauled the battle system, which have made things a little bit more difficult, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But for now, we're kind of in store for a lengthy cutscene I don't like to talk through, so enjoy the video.
My love. Are you well?
Better for seeing your face.
Bayek.
The High Priest's wife has been poisoned. Her seer claims that her poisoner is our enemy.
The lizard.
I believe so.
The Apis bull is also at the point of death. Let's go to the temple. We can speak more of your dreams on the way. Come, we'll take a boat for speed. So, how does it feel to be Magi to the whole of Egypt?
Like trailing after an ant colony sometimes. But I am proud to serve those in need.
As am I. And proud to serve the Queen.
Have you spoken to the High Priest?
Yes, in advance of the Queen's arrival.
She's coming to Memphis.
Yes?
The exiled ruler appears in the heart of old Egypt. That will set the young Ptolemy on notice.
It lifts my heart to see you, Bayek.
Aya, you are the one joy left in my life. I want you at my side again.
I am bound to the Queen's service.
And our bond?
It means as much as ever, but we have seen the Order's evil now.
We can fight it, shoulder to shoulder.
I've promised the Queen.
What has she done for you that I have not?
She lifts my gaze to the horizon.
After I kill the lizard.
After you kill the lizard, I will leave Memphis.
Then I will follow. Let us hunt together, as we did before.
Let's keep moving. You said dreams troubled your mind. Do you want to tell me of them?
No. I would rather not burden you.
We will need to speak of it someday, once the sands have settled.
Once the sands have settled. When will that be?
Soon, I hope.
Where should we begin?
Check the god's enclosure. I'll speak to the priestesses.
Of course. Give me the dung heap job.
And when he says dung heap, it's the literal term, which you're about to see in a couple minutes. So this is the very start of the demo. This is an early on main mission. And yes, that bitch-ass eagle has returned again. Instead of climbing towers, we literally have an eagle to do an eagle vision for us.
some awesome soup.
Your coat has lost its luster, Shining One. And your flanks are hollowed. Hathor give you strength. These are offerings to the bull. They seem sound. Pasharem would use a taster for the god's water.
Just wait for all this investigation stuff to wrap up here.
The best way out is through.
Yeah, get your hand deep in there.
Bitch bits. Half my father's herds died because of this. I should search the place where the god's food is stored. I will have you soon, poisoner. Hey, do you feed the Apis bull?
No. Them girl priestesses take care of all of that.
Do you know where his fodder is kept?
In that building over by the stairs. But they shut it up last week when the bull got sick.
My thanks. The bull's sickness could come from his food. But it is too soon to say. I need more evidence. Food for the bull. The rest is likely stored inside the shed.
So this is just a very casual investigation area. We're about at level 20 in the game, and we have about level 20 gear. We're about to enter some more dialogue a little bit further here, and it's gonna last a while. So I will catch up with you guys after the talking is over.
Peach pits. If the Apis bull was fed with these, that would explain his sickness. And the necklace here. One of the twin priestesses wore something like it. Let us see if the other is missing a weight from around her neck. As I thought, one priestess is missing her necklace.
Greetings, sisters of Osiris. How long have you served in this temple?
This is a subtle way of poisoning an animal.
My sisters, this is surely an accident.
One, maybe, but not a bushel.
We had to save Pantratis!
Hey! Who?
Our brother! Bandits ripped him away from us as we walked in the market. They forced us to poison the god. They told us they were gonna feed our brother to crocodiles in the sweet. We have not slept through the night since. I'm so sorry. We had no choice. We never...
Something's wrong. These are not curses.
The Order is surely behind this. Go to the Temple of Hathor without me. The twins cannot be left alone.
Yeah! Alright, so now that the chatty Cathies are finally over, let's talk briefly about the graphics. So like I was saying earlier, this game looks absolutely stunning. It was running on an Xbox One X dev kit, and yeah, it looked absolutely gorgeous running on 4K. My only, as I break an ankle here, jumping off a really high ledge, phases you for a tiny bit if you jump from too high of a distance. So yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that the Xbox One X will not be available for when this game releases. It releases at the end of October, where the Xbox One X releases in the first week of November. But yeah, it's stunning. This game is absolutely stunning, running on 4K. The footage was actually massive to capture as well. 50 minutes of capture footage was 300 gigabytes worth of space on an SSD, so hopefully it translates well to a YouTube and YouTube's compression. You just have to trust me. If it doesn't, because of YouTube compression, it's one of those things that you might have to experience in real life to really get a full appreciation of how well this game looks. In terms of gameplay mechanics, like I said earlier, probably and definitely the biggest change is the combat, because the combat is way more active than it was ever before. In previous Assassin's Creed games, you'll notice that like you could take on 5 or 6 enemies at a single time. They would tackle you one at a time. You basically just slaughter them with counters as quickly as possible. But during this demo, I found that the combat was actually very challenging, and it was extremely difficult to try to take on, let's just say, more than 2 enemies at one time, just because they will attack you simultaneously. They will never just attack you one-on-one before. You'll have guys sniping you at a distance with bows and arrows, and it just makes things more challenging. So for this mission, our main objective is to rescue the brother of the twin sisters that we encountered in the previous cutscene. And I, for one, have always been a proponent of stealth. I prefer to approach things more stealthily, so I thought that I would try this bottom route right here. And I think that's mainly the reason why they decided to make the combat gameplay the way it is and kind of change it from the previous Assassin's Creed games, because you're an assassin. You're supposed to do things stealthily from the shadows, and it's in a way to try to punish you for trying to rush through things, in my personal opinion. And here's the new mechanic that they've introduced as well, is that when you use a projectile weapon such as like a bow and arrow, it will actually display on the screen, if you fill up that red bar, whether or not your shot will take down a person. If not, you have to move a little bit closer, or you can add more arrows to your bow to fire more simultaneously. They've also added a quick change system for the weapons, so you can hold 2 weapons at a time, 2 melee weapons at a time, and swap them using your D-pad. And as well, you can swap through the different types of arrows that you can use as well with the left D-pad very quickly. You can basically carry as many weapons as you possibly want, but you have to set a set of 2 on each that you want to be able to access through your quick change menu. I'm not allowed to show you the weapon inventory screen or the map. That's held back by embargo, but if I were to describe it for you guys, if you guys have played any MMOs, or if you haven't played an MMO, let's just say it's kind of like the Destiny inventory screen, where there are little squares and you select exactly what you want, and there's different level systems and color system grading of all the quality of weapons. So blue being common moves to purple, and then as always the exotic weapons are all gold. So yeah, there's a variety of different weapons that you guys can use. I stuck with a sword for this first part. I'll show you guys a little bit of gameplay from spear as well as the heavy mace a little bit later on. So definitely the gameplay in terms of combat is the biggest change. If I were to try to give you guys a comparison of what I think they were trying to go for, I think they were trying to go for, while you're in combat, a more active Souls-esque combat. And don't get me wrong, the game is, in terms of combat, is not nearly as crisp or as intuitive as Dark Souls is, but I think that that's what they're trying to go for, more active, and try to actually, I think it's best if they're trying to deter you from trying to do that and making you try to plan your routes a little bit better. And it takes a while to get used to. I played the demo 3 times to try to record as much as I possibly could, and only by, I'd say, the 3/4 mark is when I started to kind of start getting it and stop like pressing the wrong controls at the absolute wrong times. So it's something that I'm going to try to keep experimenting a little bit later and trying to get my hands on the game, if possible, a little bit more, in order to give you guys a full fleshed out opinion of how I fare about what I think about the combat and how it holds up in comparison to the rest of the series.
Are you Pantratis?
I am. Praise the gods for bringing a strong warrior to save me.
You are injured. I will carry you home.
Probably my biggest concern of the game is not the gameplay or the graphics, obviously, is the actual story. So you're playing in Egypt, obviously, and you're playing as a character named Bayek. He is a Magi. I know this from watching The Mummy.
Best not to speak of it out in the open. Besides, my wounds are making me very tired.
So as you can see as well, the assassin horse that can appear out of nowhere makes his triumphant return. So yeah, I'm just really hoping that the main character doesn't suffer the same issues as Connor did from Assassin's Creed 3, where he's a very bland and stoic character. I want my character, my protagonist, to have actual character. But we're about 20 hours into the game, so it's really hard to tell. And what I'm also hoping for is that they don't kill off his wife, because Ubisoft has an issue of killing off strong female leads in their game. But anyways, so the rest of this video is just conversation that I don't want to talk over, so enjoy it, and I'll be back with another video giving you guys more thoughts of what I think of the game. Right, enjoy.
Of course.
The man who ordered my abduction is a priest of Anubis at the Great Temple.
A priest in Pasharemta's circle. How can I find him?
He wears a blue scarf and has a terrible cough.
The lizard. He is marked.
Pantratis! Are you hurt? Did they mistreat you?
They kept me tied up, fed me little but crusts of bread fit for beggars.
So?
This is the lizard's work. And so I must stain my hands with another priest's blood.
The Order is everywhere. To protect Egypt, I would kill 1,000 priests. You and I are pledged to violence. Now. And always.
Bashremta should know of this.
He waits at the palace. I have horses for us nearby. The Queen is about to speak. Let's go and listen.
As they rule, the gods curse our land, withholding the river's floods. But as the living goddess ascends the throne, the waters will rise again. Through me, Memphis shines as rubies set in gold. Through me, Egypt triumphs. I cannot lose them. They must know my voice is that of the goddess.
My queen.
The Apis bull persists in ailing.
We have found the cause of his sickness. He was poisoned.
Who did this?
The twin priestesses.
Have them boiled to death inside a bronze bull.
Goddess, no.
They were coerced. Their brother was kidnapped by a priest of Anubis with a blue scarf and a cough.
Hetepi? But he is amongst my closest advisors.
Those living in one's shadow are the least worthy of trust.
If even Hetepi is against me.
Your wife and child were threatened by him, but now they are safe. We can overcome this.
The priests of Anubis will be conducting rites in the Great Temple. Look for their masks.
My blade will serve as well as his.
No, that's me.
I care not who kills the priest. Let it be done before we head to Heraklion in the north.
Wait. Tanun the Father breathes strength into your arm.
هل همتوي يا جابني